Welcome to Super Showdowns, the ultimate destination for epic battles and legendary showdowns. Join us as we put iconic superheroes, villains, and mythological figures against each other in a thrilling matches of strength, strategy, and skill. The sky above Kahndaq rumbled with an unnatural fury. The wind howled like a dying beast. Carrying the scent of impending destruction, Black Adam stood at the heart of his kingdom, his piercing eyes fixed on the massive crater that had appeared just beyond the great city walls. The earth had been torn apart, flames and dust swirling into the air. Something monstrous had arrived, and then it rose. A towering figure, grotesque and terrifying, pulled itself from the smoldering pit. Bones jutted from its gray skin like jagged armor, and its red eyes burned with primal hatred. Doomsday. The creature let out a guttural growl, shaking the very ground with its presence. It had no words, no reasoning, only an insatiable hunger for destruction. Its massive, clawed foot stepped forward, crushing the golden emblem of Kahndaq beneath its weight. Black Adam's lips curled into a snarl. "You dare set foot in my land?" His voice crackled with raw power, thunder roaring overhead. With the speed of a root, he launched himself toward the beast, moving faster than the mortal eye could follow. Doomsday barely had time to react before Black Adam's fist connected with its skull. The impact created a shockwave that shattered glass across the city, sending tremors through the streets. Doomsday staggered back, a dent forming in its thick forehead, but it did not fall. Instead, it let out an enraged snarl and swung its colossal arm. Adam barely dodged, but the sheer force of swing sent him tumbling through the sky. He had fought gods. He had conquered worlds. But this was something else. He recovered midair, his eyes blazing with defiance. Lightning erupted from his fingertips, arcing toward Doomsday in a blinding golden storm. The bolt struck the monster dead on, crackling and searing its flesh. Doomsday roared, the pain evident, but it did not fall. Instead, it charged, plowing through the energy assault like a beast possessed. Adam's eyes widened. Nothing had ever shaken off his lightning so easily. Doomsday leapt, covering the distance in a blink, and slammed into Black Adam with the force of a meteor. Boom! They crashed through the palace, stone and marble exploding into dust. Black Adam gritted his teeth as Doomsday's spiked fists rained down. Each strike was like 1,000 warhammers crashing down at once, sending him deeper into the rubble. But Adam was no mere mortal. With a snarl, he caught one of Doomsday's fists in his palm. The creature's strength was immeasurable, but so was Adam's. He squeezed, crushing the thick, bony plating on his knuckles. With a defiant roar, he drove his knee into Doomsday's ribs, cracking them like dry branches. Doomsday stumbled, but only for a moment. Then, its wounds began to close. The broken bones mended instantly, growing back even stronger. The beast tilted its head, its beady red eyes locked onto Adam with an almost mocking intensity. It was adapting. Adam knew this fight would not be won with brute force alone. He vanished in a bolt of golden energy, reappearing behind Doomsday. He grabbed the monster by the throat, lifting it off the ground, and launched skyward with a sonic boom. Higher, higher, past the clouds, past the atmosphere. The cold of space greeted them as Adam held Doomsday in his unyielding grasp. Then, with the strength of a god, he hurled the beast toward the sun. But Doomsday was not so easily rid of. Before the vacuum of space could claim it, the creature twisted midair and propelled itself back toward Adam with horrifying speed. It
Hey you, don't just watch. Subscribe please.
learned. It had adapted to the force of Adam's throw. Adam barely had time to react before Doomsday's fist collided with his chest, sending him plummeting back to Earth like a fallen star. The impact was cataclysmic. Adam crashed into the mountains of Kahndaq, leveling an entire range upon impact. Dust and debris rose for miles. Silence followed. Then, from the heavens, Doomsday descended like an executioner. As Adam pulled himself in the crater, he felt something he had not felt in centuries. Doubt. This was no ordinary foe. This was something beyond reason, beyond mortality, something unstoppable. And Kahndaq was about to suffer for it. The air above Kahndaq was thick with the stench of destruction. Smoke and fire choked the skyline, turning the once golden city into a graveyard of ruins. The people of Kahndaq, those who still live, huddled in fear beneath the rubble, whispering prayers to gods who would not answer. Above them, in the center of the devastation, stood Black Adam, battered but unbowed. Blood dripped from his mouth, and his once pristine golden armor was cracked and tarnished. His chest heaved, each breath harder than the last, but his eyes still burned with fury. Across from him, wading through the wreckage like an unstoppable force of nature, was Doomsday. The beast's bone spikes had thickened, its wounds had healed, and its eyes gleamed with pure, mindless hatred. It had grown stronger. Black Adam clenched his fists. "This is my kingdom," he growled, "and you will not leave it alive." With a thunderous boom, he launched himself forward, his fist crackling with divine power. Faster than lightning, he struck. His blow connected with Doomsday's chest, unleashing an explosion of force that sent shockwaves across the ruined city. Doomsday stumbled back. It was the first time a monster had shown any reaction beyond pure rage. Encouraged, Adam pressed his assault. He appeared in a flash of golden energy above Doomsday and hammered both fists down onto its skull. The impact split the earth beneath them, sending jagged fractures racing through the ground. Before Doomsday could recover, Adam unleashed a torrent of divine lightning, a storm engulfing the beast in raw, celestial energy. The night sky turned white hot, the sheer intensity of the blast incinerating the ruins around them. For a moment, there was only silence. The city smoldered. The storm died down. Adam took a deep breath. Was it over? Then, from the inferno, the monster walked out, completely untouched. Adam's eyes narrowed. Impossible. Doomsday let out a monstrous roar, the force of his voice alone sending Adam skidding backward. The spikes on its body had grown even sharper, its thick hide now crackling with a dark energy, an energy it had absorbed from the lightning. It had adapted. Before Adam could react, Doomsday moved, faster than anything so massive should be capable of. It closed the distance in an instant and drove a spiked elbow into Adam's ribs. A sickening crack echoed through the battlefield. Pain exploded through Adam's body. He barely had time to process it before Doomsday slammed both fists into his chest, sending him hurtling through the ruins like a broken comet. Boom! Adam crashed into the remains of the Grand Temple of Kahndaq, bringing the entire structure down upon himself. Stone and steel crumbled, burying him beneath mountains of rubble. For the first time in centuries, Black Adam did not rise immediately. Dust swirled in the ruins. The people of Kahndaq, those who still had the strength to watch, held their breath. Then, from beneath the wreckage, a golden glow flickered to life. The rubble erupted outward as Black Adam emerged, his body battered but his will unbroken. His eyes blazed with fury, and his body crackled with power beyond mortal comprehension. Doomsday turned, tilting its head. The monster did not understand fear. It only understood violence. With a snarl, Adam summoned the last of his strength. He extended his hand toward the heavens, and the skies answered his call. A colossal bolt of lightning. Not just any lightning, but the pure, divine wrath of the gods themselves, tore through the clouds, descending like the hand of Ra itself. Kahndaq. The bolt struck both Adam and Doomsday, enveloping them in blinding celestial fire. The ground beneath them melted into molten rock, and a shockwave erased everything within a mile. For a moment, Kahndaq was silent. Then the dust settled. A single figure remained standing. It was not Black Adam. Doomsday stepped forward and scathed. The lightning had done nothing. It had adapted to godly power. Black Adam lay on his back, his chest rising and falling weakly. His once unstoppable strength had failed him. His magic had failed him. For the first time in millennia, he felt helpless. Doomsday's massive shadow loomed over him, its red eyes burning with one final, absolute command: annihilate. Adam tried to move, but his limbs were heavy, his vision blurred. He had no strength left. For the first time since the gods had granted him their power, Black Adam was powerless. Doomsday's clawed hand wrapped around Adam's neck. It lifted him like a rag doll, tightening its grip. Adam gasped, his fingers weakly grasping at the beast's impenetrable flesh. And then Doomsday squeezed, bone snapped, blood spilled. A sharp, wet crack echoed through the battlefield. The light faded from Black Adam's eyes. Doomsday releases grip, letting Adam's lifeless body fall to ground. The unbreakable king of Kahndaq, the undefeated god, the champion of Shazam, was dead. A cold wind swept through the ruined city. The people of Kahndaq, those who once looked upon Black Adam as their immortal protector, now saw only a corpse in the dirt. Doomsday did not celebrate. It did not revel in its victory. It did not care. The monster simply turned, its gaze falling upon the rest of the city. Its mission was not complete. It would not stop. It never stopped. And so, as the fires of Kahndaq burned into night, a new terror was born. A world without its champion. A world where nothing could stop the beast. Doomsday had won.